social responsibility should be only to deliver a profit to a shareholder. Well, let's think about another social responsibility that a company should have.
Times of war are upon us. Comlink
The safety of the
active.
product?
Control group
Well, that's
created.
a regulation.
That's more like it.
The environment? Would you view pollution as a social
Where to
responsibility?
now?
I'm not sure
I'll
if I
find a
would.
way. Good day, Commander.
Like, I don't see it that way.
Mining upgrade complete.
It affects everyone, so yes. Okay. So if you include
Scouts
pollution,
have found a colonizable
I
planet.
absolutely disagree. If you don't include pollution, I absolutely agree. Like environmental effects, like what I'm saying is that whenever I think about this, it's like, should a company take care of its employees?
Comlink active.
I don't necessarily
Control
think that
group
that should be the
created.
responsibility of a company. And I think that offsetting that responsibility to a company is just setting society up for failure.
Civilian structure
And I think we're
complete.
seeing that happen now with all these layoffs. And I think that we'll continue to see it happen even more. It should be the government's responsibility.
Ready for orders. Control group created.
Environmental responsibility is 100%
Transmission
social responsibility?
received.
Okay, sure. I don't see it that way, but I can see why people think that. Sure. Or at least, like, maybe I can see why people are saying that. I just didn't see it that way myself. Your answer
Civilian
is? I do
research
disagree.
tier
If
complete.
everybody says they're including, like, environmental stuff, then yeah, I would change it for that. Government responsibility should be
Prepare to
enforced to safe
engage,
workplace
but we
environments.
might need
Exactly,
some
right? So it's like,
backup.
and this guy's post is like a very good point and like an
Ready for
example of like, kind
orders.
of like where I think
Yes,
that there's a bit
Commander.
of dissonance.
What's the plan?
Because like
We'll
I
need
think
to
the
act
government
fast.
responsibility should be
Scouts
enforced
have
to safe
found a
workplace.
colonizable planet.
Workplace.
We
And
must
so it's
take
not
down
really
the enemy
it's
or
not the
die
corporation's
trying.
responsibility.
Commerce upgrade
It's
complete.
really just the government's
I hope we're
responsibility because I
ready
think
for
the
this.
corporation will never do it. And also,
Civilian
corporation can never be
structure
held
complete.
accountable in the same way. Rich or too highly taxed. Strongly disagree. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Sure.
Where
Yeah, I
to,
totally agree
Commander?
with this.
Can we still
The
turn
problem is
tide
that
in our
those with the
favor?
ability, not
We must
without the
take
ability to
down the
pay,
enemy
should still
or
have
die
access to a
trying.
standard of medical care.
Where
The
to,
problem
Commander?
isn't that rich people have
Deploying.
access to good medical
Planet
care.
item
The
complete.
problem is that poor people
What's
don't
the
have
plan?
access to good
We'll
medical
need to
care.
act fast.
Or any medical care. That's not the issue. Government should penalize businesses and Yeah, absolutely.
We're losing ground.
A genuine
Let's
free
make
market
every
requires
shot
restrictions.
count.
I've already
Proceeding is
100
ordered,
fucking percent.
but
This
I
is
don't
like,
like this.
bro, anybody who's
This
played
won't
an
be
MMO
so
knows
easy.
this for a fucking
We
fact.
must take down
Absolutely.
the enemy or die
Why disagree?
trying. Proceeding is
Why do
ordered, but I don't
Oh,
like
I might have
this.
clicked the wrong one, but yeah.
We're losing ground.
government's
Let's make
penalizes-
every shot count.
Yeah, I strongly agree.
Got a job for me? Control group
Strongly agree,
created.
yes.
Scouts have
yes.
found a
Okay, all this
colonizable
makes
planet.
sense.
Control
You guys strongly
group
disagree on the
created.
social question?
Give the order. Let him have it.
Oh, because people said that I didn't see social responsibility. I viewed social responsibility as how they affect the culture and not
What's
the environment.
plan? We'll need to act fast.
Because it's like social
Control
responsibility,
group created.
not like
do my
environmental
best.
responsibility.
I'm
That's
on
like
it.
in my mind.
Got a job for me? Control group created.
The rich
Attack.
question? The rich are
Civilian
too highly
research
taxed.
Complete. For the
I
home
disagree with
world.
this.
What now? A new colony has been founded.
I
For
think that
battle.
you can. I
That's
think
more like it.
the amount of money that I pay as tax is
Comlink
completely reasonable.
active. I'll do my
If
best.
they made me pay
Control
more,
group
I would pay
created.
more.
Good day, Commander.
Now, I'm not going to do it unless I have to.
Easily done.
But if they
Yes,
made me pay
Commander,
more,
at
then I
once.
would.
That's more like it. I'll make short work out of them.
Sure.
Give the order.
I mean, and I don't ever have a problem with that because like I used to have food stamps, right? Now, how did I get food stamps?
Mining upgrade
Because
complete.
some guy that made money paid money for me to have food stamps. And now
where
I'm
to,
paying for
Commander?
some other loser to
Shields
sit
down,
at home
Commander.
playing video
What
games
now?
and get food stamps.
Deploying.
And maybe one day
What
he'll get a
now?
job and pay for the next loser to sit at home all day on food stamps. That's the
Ready for
circle of
battle.
life.
Civilian research complete.
So yeah, no, I agree with
this.
these. Okay,
Scouts
next.
have found a
Abortion when the
colonizable
woman's
planet.
life is not
Give the
threatened
order.
should always be illegal. I strongly disagree with that. Like, for example, if somebody gets raped, like, is
Yes,
this a
Commander.
good thing to have a girl, you know, carry a baby to term because it's raped? What about whenever the baby has, like, a life-threatening illness that's going to kill it as soon as it's born? Is this a good thing to have the kid? No, it's disgusting. It's just, it's adding insult to injury. All authority should be
Stand by
questioned.
for
Strongly
phase
agree. Eye for an eye, a
Comlink
tooth for a
active
tooth. I also
for the
strongly
home
agree with
world.
this.
I'll
If
do
you
my
don't have
best.
people treat
I
you
won't
like
let
this,
you
if you don't
down.
treat people like this, they'll
I'm
keep
on
taking
it.
all of your eyes.
Good day, Commander.
I think that you absolutely should show
Attack.
yourself to be dangerous, because if you don't, then people will take
Comlink
advantage of you.
active.
Revenge? Well, it's not
Fire at
revenge, it's
will.
accountability.
Got a job for me?
Would that involve the
Go
military
ahead.
too? In some cases, yeah, absolutely.
Civilian research complete.
It also makes the world blind. Exactly. And if you're going to make the entire world blind,
Deploying.
then if you're willing to do that,
Ready
then
for
people will be
battle.
less likely to fuck
Commerce
with you.
upgrade complete.
And that's why I agree with it. Does that make sense? Window for a window, yeah.
Comlink
Taxpayers should not be
active.
expected to prop up any
Targets
theaters or
in
museums.
sight.
That's ridiculous.
Let's take 'em out.
I
Give the
completely
order.
fucking
I
disagree.
won't
This is
let you
awful.
down. Civilian
Yeah, I
research
totally
complete.
think that,
Scouts
like,
have found a
I hate the
colonizable
idea,
planet.
and this is even
I'll
something
do
I've
my
talked about
best.
before with, like, college, is that I don't
Yes, sir.
disrespect in
Good
any
day,
way.
Commander.
Like, there obviously,
Start
like, there are
making your
bullshit
dinner
degrees,
plans.
and yeah, if you have a
This
degree in
won't
philosophy,
take
you're probably
long.
not going to have a good time
What
getting
now?
a job.
Control
But
group
college
created.
and
Ready for
museums and
battle.
theaters
Targets in
exist
sight.
to
Let's take 'em
further,
out.
like, the human
Got a
body of
job for me?
knowledge.
Control group
They're not
created.
meant to make money. That's not the goal. That it's education. Yeah, like, what the fuck? Of course not.
Comlink active.
Schools should not make classroom attendance
Yes,
compulsory.
Commander,
I
at
strongly
once.
disagree. If
Got
you
a
can't
job
show
for
up
me?
at school, you're probably not going to learn shit. And I'm
Commerce
talking about,
upgrade
like, in
complete.
like, you know, grades like kindergarten through 12th grade. I think that you absolutely should be expected to go to
Ready
school.
for
I think
battle.
that going to public
I'll make
school,
this
I would
short
never say
and
it should be
sweet.
mandatory,
Civilian
but if
research
I had a
complete.
kid, I would
What
I would
now?
send him to public
Got a
school,
job for
even
me?
if I had $1 billion, because I think that the ability
What
to
now?
work with
Scouts
and
have found a
interact with and
colonizable planet.
understand people
I won't let
that
you
are of
down.
different social
Ready
standings,
for
different
battle.
economic standings, different cultural standings, and being in what I would say is pretty much the closest thing to a melting pot you're going to have in your whole life, unless maybe you go to the military.
Yes, Commander. At once.
This is a
where to,
tremendous
Commander?
advantage
Attack!
that people that go to public school have, or can have the opportunity to have. And I feel like I've learned a lot in having to deal with people that I might not necessarily like or
Go
agree with.
ahead.
Like, going to public
Give
school,
the order.
in a lot
Control
of
group
ways,
created.
teaches you how to find common ground with different people. And I feel like unless you're put in situations like that, you end up finding different ground with common people. If that makes sense. Advantage depends on where you go. Definitely does. And I'm sure that people have had bad experiences in school, but I absolutely would want to have my kids go to public school. All people have their rights. It's better for us, but it's better for us all that different sorts of
Your
people should keep
influence
to their own.
is undeniable.
Of course not.
You've made a wise
Good parents
acquisition.
sometimes have to spank. Completely disagree. If you have to hit your kids, you're also a kid.
Good day,
Gorillas
Commander.
do that.
I'll do my best.
Monkeys do that.
Ready for battle.
Animals in the
Easily
zoo
done.
do this.
Civilian
If you have to
research
resort
complete.
to any sort of physical violence to have your kid do anything other than self-defense, you are a bad parent. And you are teaching your kid that you should solve problems with violence. Spanking
Civilian
is not
research
different.
here complete.
It's the exact same
Ready
thing.
for battle.
It's disgusting,
That's more like
and it should never happen.
Plotting jump coordinates.
And the only reason why parents do that is because their kids don't respect them because they're bad parents.
Got a job for me?
Asian parents
I'll
do
my
that.
best.
Asian
Stand
parents
by
don't do
for
that.
phase jump.
White parents don't do that. Black parents
Scouts
do that.
have found a
Bad parents do
colonizable
that.
planet.
Nobody has a monopoly on being shitty.
Insufficient metal. Commerce upgrade
My dad
complete.
spank me? Absolutely not.
Good
My dad
day,
never hit me at
Commander.
all. and I never like went
Targets in
against them or
sight.
disagreed with them or did
Let's
anything
take
that he
'em
would really
out.
get mad at me
Start
for.
making your
My
dinner
dad
plans.
was a sergeant in
This
Vietnam.
won't take long.
He had multiple
now?
combat instances.
Attack!
He tried to go back to
Comlink
Vietnam after they
active.
sent him back. He tried to
I'll
sign
make
up
this
for
short
Desert Storm
and
even.
Sweet.
Got
Like,
a job for me? Transmission received.
it's not like he
Yes,
wasn't
Commander.
capable of
Good
violence.
day, Commander. Start
Like, he's on
making your dinner
painkillers now
plans.
because of how much
This
violence he
won't
had
take
whenever he was
long.
young.
Exotic
He never
resources
hit
have
me.
been located by our survey teams. A new colony has been founded.
I'll make this
His
short
parents hit him,
and
and it made him
sweet.
hate his parents.
Civilian research complete.
So he
Our
didn't do that
planet
to me,
is under siege.
and that's it.
Insufficient metal.
Not even a smack? Never. Never. Not even grabbing me by my arm? Nothing.
Insufficient
And neither
metal.
did my mom. Was your back? It's a bit better, man. It's a bit better.
Good day,
Consequence
Commander.
handling is more important. Yeah.
Easily done.
No, that's my opinion. It's natural for children
Scouts
to
have
keep some
found a
secrets from their
colonizable
parents.
planet.
Who the fuck disagrees
Commerce
on this?
upgrade
Strongly
complete.
agree. Absolutely, of course. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. It shouldn't even be a it shouldn't be
day,
an offense at
Commander.
all.
Ready for orders.
I misread it. Yeah, strongly agree. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be offense in any capacity.
That's more
The only
like
time
it.
smoking weed is bad is if you're selling it to kids or if you're operating machinery or a car whenever you're high. Other than that, it's totally fine. And I don't smoke weed. I never have. I never will.
Insufficient metal.
Plotting jump
So don't
coordinates.
smoke the devil's lettuce? Is that right? Oh, God. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs.
What now? Yes, sir. Stand by
I want to
for
say
phase
I
jump.
strongly agree. I do. I really want to say that I strongly agree.
Give the order. I won't let you down. Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams.
Can we still turn the tide in our favor? We must take down the enemy.
School has never done
or
that?
die trying.
Got a job for me?
Prepared to
Bait
engage,
question? I
but
think
we
it's a
might
bait
need some
question as
backup.
well.
We're losing ground. Let's make every
Yeah, I
shot
think this is
count.
an agree and not
What
a
now?
strongly agree.
Attack!
The reason
Ready
why
for
is
orders.
because I think that
Good
schools
day,
should do that,
Commander.
but I don't think that you should. Like as I said, I don't think
I'll
people in the
make
future
short
will
work
need to
out
have
of them.
jobs. Every
What
single
now?
person should not be
Commerce
expected to have a job
upgrade
in like
complete.
100 years. So it's a
Scouts
very
have found a
contemporary
colonizable
opinion.
planet.
And so I don't think that they should exclusively do that. But yes, of course, a
Civilian
school's
research
primary
complete.
function should be to equip the next generation. Because what is so like finding a
Shoot now,
job?
Commander. What now?
Really, like finding a job. What is finding a job? Finding a job is generally finding a meaningful way to
You've
contribute
made
back
a
to
wise
society.
acquisition.
And should the primary function of schooling be to equip a future generation to contribute back to society?
armor!
Absolutely. It's not even a question.
Good day, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Let's
At
see here.
once.
People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strongly disagree because who decides on that?
A new colony has been founded.
Most important thing for children is to
Transmission
learn to
received.
accept discipline. I
Comlink
disagree.
active.
I don't strongly
That's more
disagree
like it.
because I think that it's
Ready for
important to accept
orders.
discipline, but
Good
is it the
day,
most important
Commander.
thing? No, it's
Yes,
not.
Commander. At once.
Logistics upgrade complete.
I don't like that. There are no
Plotting
savage
jump
and civilized
coordinates.
people. There are only different cultures. I completely disagree with this. There are cultures full of savages and animals. They exist right now. There is no cultural, what's the
Our
word for
planet
it?
is
What do
under
people use?
siege.
Cultural, like relevance, not relevancy. Whatever the fucking word is.
Ready for orders.
I'm not going to be able to get past this. Relativism. Yes, relativism. Cultural relativism is bullshit. It's not true. There are inferior cultures. They are worse in maybe not every single way, but they are observably worse in certain specific ways. And there are certain cultures that are worse in a lot of ways. I hate this idea that you should look at our culture and think that it's equivalent to cultures of like these like random tribes
We've
where
lost
they're like,
contact with one of
I
our
don't even want to
planets.
say the kind of stuff they do. They're like raping people like 10 years old, 12 years old. It's disgusting. It's fucking filthy. Of course, they're absolute savages. It's gross. Yeah, it's not even a
Comlink
question.
Active. Easily done.
Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect
Plotting
society's
jump
support.
coordinates.
Civilian structure
This is
complete.
a hard one. Because what is the opportunity? I'm either agree or disagree. I don't feel strongly about this. I kind of agree with this because you should expect to contribute to society in some way if you can and if you're needed to.
Civilian
The implication of
complete.
universal basic income is that you're not needed to.
Give the order. I'll do my
Right?
best.
Like, that's the logic there.
Stand by for phase
And so,
jump.
no
Good
adult should
day,
expect anyone to have
Commander.
to take care of them. I disagree with this statement. I do.
Start making
Because,
your dinner
yeah, who
plans.
decides who's able?
This won't take
That's a good
long.
point. Yeah, I do.
Targets in
I
sight.
disagree. I think that there are
Let's
people
take 'em out.
that, yeah,
Got a
they, of
job
course,
for
people
me?
should expect to support
Attack!
in some cases.
Ready
Absolutely.
for orders.
But this is not a
Transmission
universal
received.
opinion that I have. Like, I don't know really how strongly I feel about this. It's saying if you are able.
Ready for
Yeah, but like,
battle.
who says that, right?
Civilian structure complete.
Context unclear.
Start
Yeah,
making
I mean,
your
this
dinner
is.
plans.
Do you guys
This
understand
won't
why I
take
have
long.
problems following directions in
Targets
video games?
sight. Let's
Because
take
every
'em
time
out.
somebody tells me
What
to do
now?
something, I think
Ready
about
for
all the
battle.
ways that it's wrong.
Yes, Commander. At once.
Go
Like,
ahead.
this is exactly why I have trouble following tutorials.
Civilian
Is because
structure
I
complete.
just always
A
try
new
to
colony has
abstract
been
something and turn
founded.
it into something that it's not. Overthinking? Yeah, it does. I overthink everything.
Insufficient
When you're in trouble, it's
metal.
better to not think about it, but keep busy with more
What
cheerful
now?
things.
I'll do
It's
my
always
best.
nice to say strongly
for
disagree, but I
orders.
completely fucking agree with this. I totally fucking agree with this. Absolutely. I've tried the other way. It didn't help me. And I think that the best thing to do is to try to distract yourself and move past it.
Military
do.
research tier complete.
First
Good
generation
day,
immigrants can never
Commander.
be fully integrated within their
Easily
new country.
done.
That's stupid.
Logistics upgrade
I know
complete.
plenty of people that are like Mexican
Plotting
immigrants,
jump
first generation,
coordinates.
that are
That's more
complete
like it.
fucking Americans.
Give the order.
They're wearing jean
Deploying.
shorts and
Stand by
wearing
for phase
Dallas
jump.
Cowboys fucking t-shirts or jerseys the same as everybody else is. Nah, that's just bullshit. What's good for the most successful corporation is always ultimately good for all of us. I mean, always. Like, no, that's not true. I mean, I don't agree, like, because corporations are made up of people.
Insufficient
And
metal.
if it's a big corporation, that's a lot of people. So sometimes if something's good for a lot of people, then maybe it
Give
would be
the
good.
order.
But it's not it's
Start
not good
making
because
your
it's a
dinner
corporation.
plans. This
It's
won't
good because
take
it's a group of
long.
people.
Got a job for me?
Ready
So
for
yeah, I do
battle.
strongly disagree with
I'm
that.
on it.
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content,
where
should
to,
receive public
Commander?
funding. This is a very interesting question. What do you think about this?
Comlink
I kind of want to say I
active.
strongly agree.
That's more like
I
it.
do.
Targets in sight. Let's take
I
'em
think that,
out.
like, I'm
Give
thinking
the
about
order.
broadcasting in the context of
Start making your dinner
news.
plans.
I
This
think that I
won't
at
take
least
long.
agree.
We are entertaining
Maybe in
offers.
some cases
What
outside
now?
of news, I
Civilian
don't agree.
structure complete.
But I would say like
Ready
85
for
to
battle.
95%,
I'll
I do
make
agree
this
with this.
short and
I think
sweet.
if you're
What
involved
now?
with government
Military
money,
research
you're accountable
complete.
to the government.
Ready for orders. Civilian research complete.
Leverage is not
Good
profit.
day, Commander.
Oh,
Start
money is
making your
absolutely
dinner
leverage.
plans. This
It
won't
always
take
is.
long.
A new colony has been founded.
Our civil
Logistics
liberties are
upgrade
extremely
complete.
curbed in the name of
Ready
counterattacks.
for battle.
Absolutely.
Start making your dinner
Um,
plans. This
Significant
won't take
advantage of a
long.
one-party state
What
is it
now?
avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system.
Good day, Commander.
This is
I'll
true.
make this short
Like,
and
look at China.
sweet.
They do all kinds of crazy shit. It is true,
Comlink
but it's like
active.
the disadvantage is like
Easily
way
done.
worse. So it's like I'm
Yes,
worried that if I
Commander, at
put
once.
this, it's gonna
Give the
it's
order.
gonna put me down
Yes,
as
sir.
like a fucking like some kind of like crazy totalitarian fascist. But like, yes, this is actively true. What the fuck do I say? But it is an event.
Another
It is.
bidder
It
has
is.
claimed the auction.
Scouts have found a
We need a good
colonizable
dictator.
planet.
That's the problem.
Comlink active.
I don't know.
That's more like it.
In truth, it's a
Military
giant
research
downside.
complete.
It is.
Got a job for me? Yes, sir. Ready for orders.
Oh man.
Mining upgrade complete.
This, I
Civilian
feel like this is
research
such a bait
complete.
question. Seems like a red there. Yeah, significant advantage. Well, it is. It's a tremendous advantage. They can move much faster. Absolutely. Like, if the goal
Good
that
day,
you have
Commander.
is, like, for example, to be able to move faster, then not having to, like, if you don't have accountability, you can, like, think about it. If you have 10 people in a room together,
Give the order.
it's harder to
I
make a
won't let you
decision
down.
than if you're in a room with yourself. I don't know. I think it makes sense. There can still be disagreement within the party. You're right about that.
Yes, sir. Where to, Commander? Stand
Except for
by
bad
phase
policies?
jump.
You've made a wise acquisition.
This is not. This question is not an evaluation on the quality of the policies. It's an evaluation on the expediency of applying
Civilian structure
policies.
complete.
So I don't know. I think people are disagreeing. Like, I think this is it's a true statement, but that doesn't make it good.
Military research complete.
Let's see here.
What now? I
Although
won't
electronic
lay you
age
down.
makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be
Where
worried.
to,
I
Commander?
completely fucking
Transmission
disagree
received.
with this.
A new
I mean, this
colony
is
has been
insane.
founded.
If you have nothing to
Logistics
hide, then you
upgrade
have nothing to
complete.
fear. I mean,
Good
come
day,
on.
Commander.
This is,
That's
I mean,
more like it.
duh. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious
Insufficient
crimes. I
metal.
completely disagree with this. Just only for the reason that it costs more money to get somebody convicted for the death penalty. Now, there's tons of people that I wish they just take them into the back and shoot them, right? But I think that the amount
Give
of
the order.
ways that,
I'll do my best.
like, a person should be able to go to bat to
Easily
defend.
done.
Question mark. No, I know. It's
Got a
crazy.
job
I didn't
for me?
believe it either. I looked
won't
it up.
let you down.
It actually costs more
Stand
money to
by
kill
for
somebody
phase jump.
because of all of the legal appeals that you can do. And so the real question is that, does somebody deserve to have those legal appeals? And my opinion of that is yes. And so if you're talking about the death penalty,
Good day,
the only reason this would be a good thing
Give the
is
order.
because you'd get them out of the
Comlink
system, right?
active.
And why is it a
Yes,
good thing
sir.
to get them out of the system? Well, because they're
Ready
costing money.
for battle.
So if getting them out of the system is
Civilian
costing you more
structure
money,
complete.
then it would defeat
Yes,
the
Commander,
purpose of
at
getting them out of
once.
the system in the first place. So
Where
you shouldn't
to,
do it.
Commander? What
So that's
now?
why I disagree with the death
Attack.
penalty.
Mining upgrade
But
complete.
yes, please don't get it
Comlink
twisted. There are
active.
plenty of people that I think they should just
Easily
take them out into the
done.
back and shoot
Yes,
them.
Commander.
But
at
I
once.
understand
Give the
that
order.
that's not the way things should go.
Military research complete.
And people do
Got a
have
job
rights.
for me? Attack.
And if the worst criminals don't have rights, then no one does.
Let him have
That's my
it.
opinion.
Civilian
I know
research
this might be
complete.
upsetting for some people.
Attack.
And trust me, I dislike the criminals just as much as you do. I am a very big police supporter. However, that's the truth. The chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Civilized society,
Planet
one must
item
always have people
complete.
above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Well, no, because, like, what about kids? No, that's ridiculous. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered alt art at all. I strongly disagree about this. We talked about the Jackson Pollock shit multiple times. Anything is art if you want it to be. Art is a democratic decision. People decide if something is art. In a weird way, it's almost like the artist doesn't even decide whether it's art. The people that see it do.
A new
And if
colony
enough
has
people
been
see it
founded.
and they all think that it's art, it becomes art. Andy Warhol
Ready
copy
for
pasted
battle.
Control C, Control
Easily
V,
done.
Campbell's soup
Let 'em have
cans,
it.
and people
Good
said,
day,
"Oh my fucking
Commander.
god."
That's more
No,
like
I'm
it.
sorry, guys, but I
Yes,
don't think that's
Commander,
very
at
groundbreaking.
once.
However,
Go ahead.
there it is.
Yes, Commander. Got a job for me?
You could say
Commerce
anything is art.
upgrade
Yeah.
complete.
People are still talking about the banana taped to the wall. Of course. In criminal adjustment, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I strongly disagree with this. Punishment is for gorillas. Gorillas care about punishment. How do you reconcile allowing the death penalty when the fact that we've only executed people and will likely do so again? Oh, I mean, fuck-ups happen all the time. But, like, I don't really care about that as much as I care about people. Like, I don't care about individual fuck-ups as much as I care about bad systems. Because bad systems create bad outcomes
Got a job for me?
systematically.
I won't let you down.
Of course you're going to have
Comlink
mistakes.
active.
Sure, of course. I mean, if people get in car wrecks, people get, like, the wrong medication and they die, like, all this stuff happens, of course. Like, are we going to, like, there has never been a single implementation of any system in the history of systems that has ever been done without there being some degree of fuck-up.
You've made a wise acquisition.
So the only way that you can avoid fuck-ups is by doing nothing. lack of punishment is the reason why crime is more rampant than ever lately. I totally agree with you, and I think that anybody who's shoplifting should go to jail. I totally agree with you. But I don't think they should have the death penalty. It's a waste of time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. I agree with you.
Mining upgrade complete.
I think absolutely this is the case. There are some people that are absolute animals, and you're never going to rehabilitate them. It's never going to happen. And so all you do is find a place to put them in, and that's it. Until they die. Fuck them.
Ready for orders. Deploying.
If these are extreme cases, I mean, some...
Jump.
I'm talking about like
Comlink
1%
active.
cases, of course.
Where
Tectone,
to,
like Tectone,
Commander?
yeah, Tectone, good example.
Yes, Commander.
The
Good
business
day,
person and the
Commander.
manufacturer are more
Civilian
important
structure
than the
complete.
writer and the artist.
Go ahead. Deploying.
No, because none of them matter. Only the customer matters. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
Ready for battle. Easily done.
Civilian structure complete.
That's more like it.
Got a job for me?
Ready for battle. Yes, Commander. At once.
A new colony has been founded.
So here's
Civilian
why I
structure
kind of
complete.
disagree, because there are a lot of single moms,
Military research
and their
tier
first
complete.
duty
Scouts have found
is to have a
colonizable
career
planet.
that allows them to make a home. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, that's why this is confusing to me. Point, yeah.
Comlink
And so I think that, like, this
active.
logic can only be
Easily done.
used if
Give
you're
the
in,
order.
like, a
I
traditional
won't let you
marriage.
down. I'll do
And
my
I think
best.
that this should be decided by
Where
the,
to, Commander? Mining
this should be
upgrade
decided by the
complete.
people. The two people in the marriage. Like, they're stay-at-home dads. I don't think this is something that should be decided.
Comlink
I was just thinking
active.
about a way to explain that,
Easily
because,
done.
like, I think that, yeah, there are a lot of cases where, yeah, of course it's their responsibility to take care of their kids. And I think that if you have kids, your responsibility, whenever you have kids, your responsibility is your kids and then your job. But the reality is that if you don't have your job, you might not be able to take care of your kids. And that's what makes it complex.
Plotting jump coordinates.
Civilian research
Almost all
complete.
politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of
Insufficient
climate science
metal.
that the growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb
Got a
global
job for me?
warming. This is
Yes,
another
Commander.
outdated question. Global warming was popular in 2008. It fell off, let's be honest. Now it's about climate change, and I think climate change is real. I think humans are
Ready
affecting
for
it.
battle.
People smoke in a house,
Easily
the house
done.
smells like smoke.
What now?
People smoke in an
Civilian
area,
research
the
complete.
area smells like
I'll
shit.
do my best.
A town, a
Attack!
city, you know, is so polluted that it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. I
Base
think that
jump
the
underway.
idea that you can't do that to the whole world on any level. Imagine if you detonated every single nuke at the same time. Like, there is clearly a spectrum where people can
Mining
affect the
upgrade
world.
complete.
Now, are we
Good
on that
day,
spectrum?
Commander.
I'm not really
I'll
sure,
make
but I
this
think that it
short
exists.
and
So I'm going to
sweet.
strongly agree.
Got a job for me? Attack!
Yes, I completely agree with this. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I agree, but I don't strongly agree. I think that it's important to make peace with things that you can't control, and it's important to make peace with things and stop trying to fight against every little thing and be able to accept some degree of happiness and live within the confines of the existence that you have. So I actually do agree with this, but not in the bootlicker
Ready
way.
for battle. That's more like it. Yes, Commander. At once.
Astrology, okay.
Got a job for me? Yes,
You
sir.
cannot be moral without being
Civilian
religious.
structure
Disagree.
complete. Exotic resources have
I
been
think
located
actually
by our
it's quite
survey
the
teams.
opposite in many cases.
Survey teams have found
Charity
something
is better
interesting.
than Social Security as a means for helping the... No,
Mining
it's not.
upgrade complete.
Some people are naturally unlucky. I completely agree with this. Like, here, I'm going to give you an example of people that are naturally unlucky. Kids that get cancer. Bad spawn RNG. Yep. Blind. One leg.
Civilian structure complete.
3
Plotting
legs.
jump coordinates.
How about
Hostile
that?
forces have arrived.
It's important that my child's school instills would strongly disagree. I do not want to have religion in school at all.
Military research complete.
Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. I strongly disagree with that.
Civilian
But
structure
surprise.
complete.
A same-sex couple in a loving,
the
stable
order.
relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
I won't let you down.
Should not
Good
be.
day,
Yeah, sure,
Commander.
why not?
Ready for orders.
Obviously,
Our
like,
planet is under
there are
siege.
plenty of abusive
Transmission
parents that
received.
are
Ready
heterosexual
for
too.
battle.
I think the
Civilian
idea that, like,
structure
oh,
complete.
well, you know, a
That's more
gay
like
couple
it.
is going to get a kid and then, like, molest the kid. Like, does this happen? For fucking sure it happens. Absolutely it happens. And so do
Got a
straight
job
couples
for me?
do that.
I'm on
But
it.
is this something that we
Commerce
should base
upgrade
everybody
complete.
off of? No. That's why you have an interview process to
You've
make that
made a
decision.
wise acquisition.
Who even said that? Tons of people say that on the internet. Millions of people think this. Just because I'm saying it doesn't mean it's like, is this new? Of course, millions of people think this. Yes, that's why I'm saying it. I understand, guys. I don't really mince my words a lot. I just try to say it how it
Civilian
fucking is.
research complete.
Because if you're not talking
Exotic
about how it
resources
is,
have been
you're
located
living
by
in a
our
fucking
survey
fantasy.
teams. We've lost contact with one of
So
our
yeah,
planets.
that's my
Good
my
day,
viewpoint on it.
Commander. Start
Gay
making
people are a
your
danger to
dinner
kids was
plans.
big in the 90s.
This
Of course.
won't take
And it's making a
long.
comeback now.
What now?
I'm
Good
seeing a
day,
lot more people talk
Commander.
about that.
Start making your dinner
Only
plans.
radicals think they shouldn't.
This won't
Well,
take
yeah, I think
long.
that's generally true. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be
Ready
illegal for the
battle.
adult population.
I'll
Yeah, I
make
agree.
this short and sweet.
What goes on in a private
Comlink
bedroom between consenting
active.
adults is no
Yes,
business
Commander,
of the
at
state.
once.
Is there
Give
any
the order.
example of me
Yes,
not
sir.
agreeing with this?
Commerce upgrade complete.
Good day, Commander.
I can't
That's
think of
more
one,
like it.
except for it's probably some like a crazy weird thing. Furries, yeah, true.
Comlink
No one can
active.
feel naturally
Yes,
homosexual.
Commander, at
I
once.
disagree with that. There's plenty of
where
animals
to,
that fuck
Commander?
the same sex.
Transmission received.
I mean, it happens. To say no one can feel this way, there's 7 billion people, not a single one of them can, get the fuck out of here. Obviously,
Hostile
being
forces have
gay
arrived.
isn't the
Military
norm.
research complete.
Most people aren't gay.
Stand by
That doesn't
for
mean
phase
nobody
jump.
can be gay. Come on. These days, openness about sex is. I feel like this question's aged very well with OnlyFans. Openness about sex has gone too far. I actually agree with this. I do. I think that things are way too overly sexualized nowadays. I think that there's way too much of it. There's too much of a fixation on it. It's unhealthy. It's like whenever I see people that bring their kids to Hooters, what the fuck
Ready
is wrong
for
with you?
battle.
Like that woman who had like her
This
van
shall
with her
be our
OnlyFans.
finest
It's
hour.
fucking disgusting.
Plotting jump coordinates.
Absolutely
Got
not.
a job for me?
And I'm a
Let
very
'em have
sex
it.
positive guy.
Let 'em
Like
have it.
I absolutely
Planet
am.
item complete.
But I think that it just being
Ready
a
for
dominant
battle.
factor in
Go
basic
ahead.
culture that
Yes,
exists
Commander.
in a world where there are minors
Yes,
and
sir.
children that are consuming it and seeing it,
Our
I think
planet
it's
is under
too much.
siege.
And I think it's used,
Civilian research
you know, like
complete.
with movies,
I'll do
right?
my
Like we
best.
saw the Henry Cavill thing. I totally
Attack.
fucking agree with them.
I won't
Like
let you
people
down.
use sex
Civilian
scenes and sex
structure
content
complete.
as a crutch
Can we
for
still
bad
turn the
storytelling.
tide in our favor?
And maybe not
Proceeding
bad
as
storytelling,
ordered,
but if you've
I
played
don't
any
like
gotcha
this.
game, they certainly
Voice
as
of
fuck
luck.
use it as a crutch for bad gameplay.
We must take
Let's be
down the
real.
enemy or die trying.
Why
Got
Hooters?
a job for me?
Because it's a
Logistics
sexual
upgrade
restaurant.
complete. Let 'em have it.
It's a restaurant where the women are dressed, and it is a sexual avenue. What are we
Ready for
talking about?
orders.
No, you bring your kids there. You're wrong. No, you
Deploying.
should not bring your kids there. If your kid's
Stand by
17,
for phase jump.
I mean, I'm not. What are we going to
engage,
split
but we
hairs
might
here?
need
But
some
I'm talking about
backup.
bringing a 9-year-old there.
Wish us luck.
Absolutely
What
not.
now?
Shields down, Commander. What
Hooters
now?
is tame today.
Can we still turn the tide in
Yeah,
our
sure.
favor?
Now let's see where you stand. All right, you guys ready? Where am I?
We must take down the enemy or die trying.
Okay,
What now?
there it is. Imagine
Attack.
thinking boobs equals porn. Boobs are absolutely sexualized. The name is
We've
literally
lost contact with one of our
the
planets.
store
Prepare
is
to
literally
engage,
named
but we
after
might need
a
some
slang
backup.
word for
Wish us
boobs.
luck.
They are absolutely
We're
fucking
losing ground.
sexual in our
Let's make
society,
every
and you are
shot
not going to
count.
hoodwink me into
What's the
thinking that they're
plan?
not.
We'll need to act fast.
if they
Civilian
weren't
structure
sexual,
complete.
the restaurant wouldn't be
Control
called
group
that name.
created.
Some people really need
Wish us
therapy.
luck.
Do you agree with the
I
outcome?
hope we're ready
I
for
didn't
this.
expect that.
We're losing ground.
I didn't
Let's
expect
make
that.
every
How do you
shot
not expect
count.
that? Well,
Civilian
it's just like a
structure
lot of the
complete.
questions for like the right-wing ones are like, do you hate gay people?
Civilian
Is your
research
race
clear
better than
complete.
everybody else's race? Like these are like kind of, these are pretty intense. Like there's a lot of other
upgrade
conservative values that aren't necessarily
This
hating
won't
gay
be so
people
easy.
and thinking
won't
that
be
like
so
certain
easy.
races are bad, right? Like where does the astrology question change you? Where does that make you go?
So even after all of the feedback given, everybody online claiming that they don't want pay-to-win elements like the mobile game and the PC game, and
Right.
after all of the, oh, we're listening to your feedback and we really care about all
Uh-oh.
You've
PR
made a
bullshit
wise
aside,
Uh-oh.
they sat down, the lead game designer, and reacted to this clip of mine. It kind of sounds like you're going to be able to buy in-game currency with
Comlink
real
active.
money,
Oh,
which I think it's
no.
a dumb strategy to monetize a game. I think you already have the battle passes, you already
That's
have
more
the
like
extra
it.
warehouse space, the safes, personalized appearances, melee weapons. I think those are all great things to monetize with. Why do we need to be able to buy in-game
Civilian
currency
structure
in a
complete.
game where the economy means everything?
其实这个视频我
I've
看了
actually seen this video. I
也
can
能够理
understand
解
his and the
它
community's
和社区当中
concerns.
很多人对于商业
Maximum
化
civilian
模式
orbit
的
slots
看法
reached.
Yeah, our
我们
principle
的
is that
原则
money
是
should not affect the
付
fairness
费
of
不会影
raids.
响对局的
Yeah
公平性。
But
sure about that?
Comlink active.
You sure
Yes,
about
Commander,
that?
at once.
And still, the game launches on their website, not on
Hostile
Steam, probably
forces
to
have arrived.
bypass the negative review bomb
Proceeding is
that
ordered.
is
That's smart.
I don't
inevitably
like
coming to
this.
this game. Because you can buy in-game currency
Can we still
with
turn the tide
real
in our
money,
favor?
like we
This won't be
suspected.
so easy. Proceeding is ordered, but I don't like this.
Military research complete.
This won't be so easy.
It's another Eastern developer that made a
Got a
game
job
pay to
for
win.
me?
I can't fucking believe it.
Attack!
Can
How
we
did they
still
keep
turn the
getting
tide
away
in our
with it?
favor?
I can't believe it.
Exotic resources have been located by our survey teams.
it's on a discount?
Exotic
Of course
resources
it
have been
is.
located by our
Yeah,
survey teams.
absolutely.
We are entertaining
You're
all
getting a good
along.
deal.
They took
We
the
must
mobile
take down the
monetization
enemy
and brought it to
or die
PC and thought
trying.
everybody would be happy
We're
with it,
losing
even though
ground.
since
Naturally.
announcing
Every
that the
shot
game is
counts.
coming to
We
PC,
must take
every
down the
single
enemy
person
or
has said
die
they
trying.
don't want
Proceeding is
monetization
ordered,
like the
but
mobile
I don't
game
like this.
in this game. You have to
Shut
figure
down,
out a different
Commander.
economy
What now?
for this
Civilian
game
structure
on
complete.
PC. And did the developers
Our planet
listen?
is under
Fuck
siege.
no.
Well, they
This
did
won't be
listen.
so easy.
They heard it. They just said no. I'm sure they seen the feedback. Yeah, they probably were
We're
like,
falling
yeah,
apart
a lot
here.
of people
Need
don't like
immediate
this.
Assistance.
Yep.
Plotting jump coordinates.
All right, well, let's put it in.
They did not.
Yeah, they clearly
Even after
saw it.
claiming that they don't want one player to get a significant advantage over another, they
This is
did
the
it anyway.
garbage version
And
of
the crazy
Tarkov.
thing about this
Yeah.
entire situation, I feel like I'm in an
Times of
episode of the
war are
fucking
upon us.
Twilight Zone. There are so many people on social
Ready
media
for battle.
defending
That's
the use
more
of
like it.
microtransactions like
They're
this.
dick eaters. What are you surprised? You
Easily
surprised
done.
that there's an army of dick
Control group
eaters?
created.
Like, yeah.
You opted out of
It's not a
bidding.
surprise to anybody. What do you mean?
If gamers want to spend money on gear and then they go in and just get one-tapped by me, Chadley McGee, sitting in a bush, then albeit, let them
Yep.
do it. Completely missing the point that you have to work and
Comlink
earn and work
active.
towards that gear and those weapons and the bullets and the ammo, the armor, all of that stuff that you have. This person can enter the raid with the exact same loot as you, and they just paid for it. Well, if they want to give up their loot, yeah, but the point is nothing
That's
that
more
you
like
have
it.
matters, because somebody can just swipe a credit card and pay for it. Like, do you?
Yeah, here's the problem this guy has.
Exotic
never gonna
resources have been
convince
located
these
by our
people
survey teams.
Because these are
Exotic
normie
resources have
gamers
been
that are
located
used
by
to
our
paying
survey teams.
$20 for a
Exotic
shot at a club.
resources have been located by our survey teams.
In their mind, this is normal.
Your arguments are
Like,
compelling.
they still
I
have
shall
cable
stand with you.
television.
I will deliver your order
These people are
personally.
professional
Got a
dick
job
eaters.
for me?
That's why game companies have tried so
Civilian
hard to
research
bring them into the
complete.
community. That's why they've tried so much to try to get these kinds of people to bring them into the gaming community. He doesn't explain everything because the game is a way to make sure someone with good kits don't go against people with bad kits.
Yes, Commander.
Well, that doesn't really matter though, right? I mean, it's very simple. If somebody can buy an advantage in a game, then the game's pay to win. It's that simple. If the game's PvP, it's like 5 times worse.
Do not realize how fucking dumb the argument is that you would be willing to let people purchase gear with real money. I mean, you got to purchase the coin, the in-game coins to then purchase the gear. There's one step there.
Remember, guys, I actually made a chart for this.
Shields down, Commander.
We'll have to refer back to the chart.
Prepared to engage, but we might need some backup. What's the plan? We'll need to act fast. Prepared to engage, but we might need some backup.
That's
Can we
right.
still turn the tide in our
In
favor?
case anybody's forgotten, this is the way it works. This is the best one. Yeah, it's totally different, guys. Completely different.
Take down the enemy or die trying.
Dude, the mental gymnastics that the online community is going in, and granted, there are a lot of people pushing back. The Discord was on fire this morning. The Reddit is
it's on fire. The people are Chinese or Korean. They can't even read it.
Need immediate assistance. What's the plan?
Like they're
we'll
like,
need to act fast. This won't be
what is
so
white
easy.
people mad about now?
Can we still turn the tide in our favor? Prepared to
I
engage,
can't
but we might need